Hello and welcome to the Gare Bear Review News. I'm a realistic fishhead, and this is the review of Olympus Has Fallen. I really like the storyline here. I always have, and I always will. I'm not saying it hasn't been done before, but I mean, I'm trying to think if there was a terrorist plot film that with them taking over the White House. I really don't think there was one, or any other popular buildings. Seriously, in my mind, I don't think I've ever seen a film with a terrorist actually taking over the White House. If I am wrong, please show me up in the comment section below, and bully for you, because we can't find any movie that has that plot point. We've Googled, we've Yahooed, we've Binged, we've done everything. All in all, I did enjoy this story though. It kept me involved. It kept me interested. Wasn't distracted or confused. Well, maybe a tad confusing, but in my mind, I think it was on purpose, because I really don't understand. You don't really understand the plot or the base of the film until about like an hour into it. You don't find out what the Koreans are actually want with the president until like a like into the and like I said, an hour into the film. It kind of pissed me off. I mean, I do what I mean. What Why do that? Well, I gather and saw from what I gathered and saw from it sort of works. It was really annoying to say, oh, okay, that's what they wanted, or after sitting there for an hour, it it really tug on the strings here. It kept pulling and pulling, like it made you think about what they could actually want. Why, and it was actually a genius plan, to be honest with you. I hope it never happens, but to go in as a delegate and to trap yourself with the president and the other joint chiefs in the bunker. It was actually a genius plan. What I really loved about this film was that it was written fairly well, almost as well as National Treasure and Die Hard 1 written well. I said almost. I mean, come on, National Treasure was brilliantly written. But with Olympus, it was a close to the same. It was almost close to the same brilliance. In all honesty, here, if you take out Gerard Butler and put in Bruce Willis, and maybe switch the Korean terrorist with the German terrorists, and you keep everything the same. The action, the jokes, everything. It's basically Die Hard 5. That's what basically this film was. It was better than Die Hard 5, and it could have been Die Hard 5 if you just put in the right people. You know, it it was absolutely amazing on how it would have been better if Die Hard 5 was Olympus Has Fallen. And I know everyone is saying that now. It's absolutely uncanny on how actually it close to it, to a Die Hard film that it actually is. It's one man trying to save, a family, or it was very enticing to see. It was very funny. It was just another. It had all the action. It was action packed. It had the same one-liners and jokes, which again, in the jokes in this film were good. They weren't bursts of laughter, but good enough to laugh and enjoy, and they were sporadic enough to laugh and then uh, to stop laughing and actually pay attention, and that way you won't miss anything in the translation. Not to mention here, the kick-assery in this film was awesome. I loved the action, the Bay-esque explosions, the fighting. My God, the fighting was great in this film. Even the gunfire was great. Like, I would say, holy shit, every time someone got shot. I think it has an approval, especially with guys in this audience now. This film with the Bay-esque explosions and the action in this film, you will be you will be you will not you will be very well accommodated for your money here. It's a very good film to actually bring you into the world of the White House. In the beginning, it's kind of slow, but the funny part about it was it was it had like that backup follow camera shot where the people are walking towards the camera. So it had the West Wing type feels, the show with Dule Hill, who we all know from Psych now. Fortunately, the casting here did not bring me in, so I was very grateful for that. as much as I do love Gerard Butler, Aaron Eckhart, Morgan Freeman, I mean, they weren't the main factor for seeing this film. Not to mention you do have Rick Yoon here, who I said before, who he's a complete badass here. You know, I love his fighting style, and you had Dylan McDermott breaking up the reins was an interesting choice, but a good one nonetheless. I always liked him, and I think it was it Nip Tuck. I don't think it's Nip Tuck, it's something else. But I always do like him when I see Dylan McDermott. Um, like I said, the story was the main point here. The story drew me in. The ability and planning you need to physically and forcefully take over the White House is an incredible thing and scary thing to watch, which is what it did. It scared me into thinking, what if this actually did happen to the president? It was mind-boggling to see. I really enjoyed every second of it. Um, like I said, it's what you want in a film, and it's what you want in a storyline. You want to be drawn in, you want to be shocked, surprised, excited. This film has all those aspects. They bring you into the film, they scare you, they shock you. I don't know about much as surprising because it's the main point of it is that Gerard Butler's trying to save his son, and it's not really predictable, I would say, but it's enough where you'll have like only two options to think of like what he might do. So now, unfortunately, here, actually, I'm sorry. Fortunately for you, I do recommend this film for all ages. It is rated R, so be careful of who you bring to the theater with you. It's a great film to watch. It's fun. I know the guys will especially love this film. I hope everyone goes sees this film because let's just say it's Butler, as you usually see him. I every time I saw him, I felt like I was a gamer again because he had the vest and the gun. It was pretty badass. Um, now, unfortunately for you and me, I don't know what the next Care Bear review is. I'm probably gonna guess here it's probably either Crude, Spring Breakers, or it could be even GI Joe, depending on when this airs. It could be anything by this point, but it just means you get to stay tuned, and of course. I mean, come on, you want to be awesome, so you always stay tuned for my shows, and I'm glad you do. And of course, this internet thing seems to be a long time adventure here. So if you do like my reviews, if you do like my videos, share them, like them. Click the thumb below. Give it a thumbs up. If you do also like them, make sure you subscribe to my channel right there. Just make sure you stay tuned. All right, guys. There's a lot more to come.